Hey, good morning, guys. It's Gary coming to you from the Oldbarn Homestead. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the comments that came in on the channel here on the video about my story, my background, and there's so many and so many good ones. It'd take me forever to go respond to them, so I thought I'd just make a video and walk through it. And bear with me for a second. I'm going to try to get this screen adjusted a little bit where you can see them good. So anyway, we'll just start at the top. I wanted to wait a couple of days before I did this to allow most of my normal guys to have a chance to watch it. You see, we'll just start at the top here. This is from CJ at Countryside Club. Just said it's a great video. Haven't seen CJ too much lately, so good to see him. Brian Block pretty much comments on every video, and he's an awesome machinist and got a killer shop over there. He related to the PS2 comments about the IBM. Pretty interesting. Boo Boo here comments a lot. Says he's noticed the same thing about the younger people. Listen, I don't mean to be critical of the younger people, and you'll see a comment a little bit later down where somebody says that maybe the younger people are the ones that are the smart ones and have it figured out. What's all this work stuff about? And I can't disagree with that. I think work-life balance is an individual, personal decision that each person has to make. And but the key is just be aware of what it is you're doing. If you're not getting where you want in life, and you're not making the money that you want, you're not having the success that you want, and you also are the guy that's leaving at 4 o'clock and looking to hop on your phone every 5 seconds, and you don't do any level of research or educating yourself when you're not getting paid, then you might want to check your work-life balance, and make sure you've got that at the right balance to get you what you need. Bear with me 1 second. I'm plugging in something here. So, whoops. All right. So Curly comments just about on every video. He's in Australia. Awesome guy. So the story about the plane crash being a lone baby survivor raised by wolves is all a lie. He's always got a clever comment. Yeah, that's right. Walked 5 miles uphill in the snow every day. Yeah, that's it. Open Air Garage comments a lot. Been following for a long time. Sort of crazy coincidence that this was your topic of discussion today. I have been struggling with making a decision for a while now. This hits pretty close to home. Making decisions are never easy. You just have to kind of jump in there and do it. And but it should be calculated, and it is a risk, for sure, doing anything like this. And that, I can't tell you what to do on that. It's just, what I found is that sometimes people get paralyzed with making a change, and you just have to go with it and trust that your survival instincts and that your will to be successful and to thrive and to survive will kick in. Otherwise you'll just never do it. And sometimes the one thing that you do need to do to get you going is to make the decision and create a little bit of accountability that will kind of get you out of your comfort zone. Sometimes we love being comfortable. We love the security of just knowing that we got a regular paycheck and all that. And these other things about being uncomfortable can be scary to people. But that uncomfort will only be there until you're kind of off the ground and running, and now you're making it. Now you're getting some things going. People will actually pay you to do stuff. I mean, think about it. You've been working in your job, whatever it is, all these many years. These employers are paying you for your skills. So the only difference is you're just going to ask the regular general public to pay you for those same skills, or maybe even a different set of skills. But they're going to pay you because your skills are in demand because you've been successful at whatever else you've been doing. The only difference is you now have to market your own skills, and you have to absorb your inexperience and your downtime, and your days where you're not feeling well. Those are a hit to you personally, where if you're not feeling well and you work in a regular job, hey, maybe you're not as productive that day, but you get paid the same. Well, if you're not feeling well and you're self-employed and you're kind of slacking off and not really making it happen, then you're not going to get paid the same. That's a fundamental difference for sure. All right, we'll never get through these if I keep rambling on about stuff here. So, I don't recognize this person here. I don't know that I've gotten a comment. Maybe he has. I hear you on the generation leaving 435, worst work ethic. Interesting. So do you maintain? Yeah. So this is a good question. I do live in the shop, and my kids are grown. I'm not going to get into a lot of details about my personal affairs and so forth, but my kids are grown. One lives on his own. One lives with her mom, and I'm with them quite often. So, but yeah, it is kind of two separate residences here. And some of you remember that I lived in the house up in the Dallas area and moved out to the country. So, Clay Flanagan says, I challenge you to read a book cover to cover, talking about my comments about never reading a book. I don't know if he's joking or if he's being serious. The thing about it is, I don't know if some of you watch Gary Vaynerchuk. I mean, he really pushes the idea that that you really should go all in on your strengths and sort of not worry or not focus too much on your weaknesses. And this would be a classic example of that. If you're not good at reading books, but you're really good at consuming other content, whether it be audiobooks or YouTube videos or whatever, then why would you waste a lot of time forcing yourself to try to get good at something that's not a strength and you're not naturally good at? So it's a good argument. I think, depending on your age and depending on how important something is to you, that's a very fair argument. You could also say, though, that, to be a really well-rounded person, you need to be able to read a book cover to cover. So, that's a personal choice everybody has to make. Some people might get emotional about it. For me, it's just, it doesn't come natural. I don't really enjoy doing it. And what I found is if you don't really like doing something, you're never going to be as good at it as if you pick something to focus on that you enjoy doing and you're naturally good at it. It's just human nature. So Prilla 13 is actually my niece. I know I have a couple family members that watch the videos. I don't know how many. Maybe there's others lurking out there that have never left a comment. I don't know. But if you're out there, hey, I love you. I'm glad you're watching. April comments on a lot of the videos. She said, I absolutely love this video. Some of this stuff I never knew about you. I used to enjoy the heck out of reading. Yeah, so her and my daughter both have this unbelievable gift of being able to just devour written content, and they're gifted at it. And even though she can do it and do it well, she reads 2-3 books a week, she's chosen not to do it as much because it's just easier and quicker to quickly look at something on YouTube, kind of thing. So Reed Eichner, good friend, been following for a long time. Thanks for, sharing the story. I think a lot of people appreciated, sharing the story and related to some part of it, one part or another of it, whether it's the technology background, whether it's the inability to read well, whether it's, the work ethic thing. Cedell Wendell, he's got a YouTube channel. Click on him, go check him out. Been following for a long time. Thanks for sharing, Gary. I consider myself a self-starter. Yeah, he's got his own body shop at his house. Does a lot of really cool restorations over there. Had shared the same thing with family members asking to help in my shop because they're so interested. But so far, their interest has changed before they even get here. Yeah, that's one of the funny things is people always, see people doing things on YouTube. It's like, man, I really want to restore a car. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get started on it. And they have no idea how much actual work it is. It looks fun when you see people doing it. And it's the same thing with fabrication and machining and making things. Some of these things are quite time consuming and can be frustrating and challenging. But when you watch people doing it, they make it look easy, A, because they either have a lot of skills at it, or B, because things have been edited down, so McKin KYT, he's been around for a long time, watching videos, leaving lots of comments. I think he's finding me from my friend Pete's videos. Adults shouldn't impose adulthood on teenagers. It doesn't work. And yes, not all of us learn from books. Yeah, so good point. There's the CJ. I don't know why that's a repeat comment. Zig Gassed Up has his own YouTube channel, does a lot of mechanic work, does a little bit of body work. He's in Australia. Awesome dude. He's been a subscriber for a long time, part of the YouTube Garage Gang. And by the way, come on 5 o'clock. Yeah, he's always got a real clever comment. And I think whether you leave at 5 o'clock or not, says something about your age as well. If you're a journeyman in your trade and you've mastered it and you're kind of, riding off into the sunset, if you will, as far as your career, and you're not really trying to pursue anything, I'm good with that. Come in, work hard, contribute a lot to the company you work for, and then 5 o'clock comes, bam, you're gone, you're on to other things. That's okay. What I was referring to is young people that have these aspirations and goals of things that come in here, and they want to make a lot of money. They want to get the best of everything. They want to use all your best equipment, but yet they don't want to invest anything of their own time. That's really what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to say people that work 8 to 5 necessarily are bad people or there's anything wrong with that. And again, it depends on where you are in life and what your goals are. Scott Amoroso leaves lots of comments, been around for a long time. Says, yeah, he just now found this channel, even though I've had it up and going for a couple of years. Craig Durbin leaves lots of helpful tips and thoughts. He's been watching for a long time. And so he's talking about, he's been in telecommunications and how long he's been working toward that. So anyway, Craig's a good guy. Procrastinator Garage, always helpful, been around for a long time, part of the YouTube Garage Gang. Talks about joining the military. So, and what you learned from that. Went into the janitorial business, waxing floor. So here's a guy that, has learned things the hard way, has done his time in manual labor. And one of the things that Mike Rowe talks about a lot, and some people talk about a lot, is that these younger people don't really have skills to do things with their hands, and you think about people that live in suburban areas and these big metro areas that, even grown men that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they don't even know how to do household repairs, simple plumbing repairs, electrical repairs, and, changing the oil in their vehicles. Now, some people choose to outsource that stuff because, like, changing the oil in your car nowadays, these drive-through places have mastered that. You can, in some cases, pay them to do that. And you can't even buy the oil and filter at O'Reilly's or whatever your auto parts store for what that is. So some of the things, it's not a lack of skill. It's just a convenience thing, and you've got better things to do your time on. But there's so many, men out there that have grown up in a very sheltered environment, and they just, they can't even do some of the more basic things. But it's one thing if you can do it and you choose to outsource it because you're just too busy or whatever. It's another that you have no clue where to start on it. George, Shade Tree Fix It Man, got his own. Oh, I didn't mean to skip over Craig. He leaves quite a few comments. So thanks, Craig. George, the Shade Tree Fix It Man, comments on just about every video. He's got his own YouTube channel, does a lot of cool projects. He's got a goofy cart thing he's working on over there now. 265 Chevy, been around a long time. YouTube Garage Gang, got the This Old House thing going on over there, but he's got some car projects too. Probsty13 leaves a few comments here and there. Right on. I'm sure there are lots of us out there that have some sort of learning so a lot of people connected with the learning disability part. And I didn't mean to say that as if, I'm looking for some kind of charity or handout or feel sympathy. Listen, I learn quite well. It's just, I'm slow at it. That's all. I mean, it's no big deal. There's other things that I pick up and do easily, like video editing. I can make up a quick video and bang it out really quickly. Some of you guys that are watching this video have never edited a video and, may think it's a very daunting task. But to me, it's one of the easiest things and funnest things to do. I wish I had more time to do more of it. Retro Well comments on every video. Got a big YouTube channel over there, growing YouTube channel, does lots of cool projects. He's getting more and more equipment in. He's basically copying everything I'm doing. Everything I buy, he buys one. So go check him out if you haven't already. Michael Ringleka, I don't know that I've gotten a comment from him before. Trades are where you can make a good living. I have 18 years as a machine repairman. Support my family of 8 as a machine repairman. Awesome. I'm not sure what kind of machines it is, but I'd love to hear more about that. And yes, if you're willing to work hard and you have some mechanical ability, being a repairman, I mean, anybody ever called anybody out to work on anything? Man, it's expensive. It's in demand. And I think if you're a young person growing up now and you have mechanical skills and you can work on stuff, you have a real competitive advantage in the market. Yes, technology is driving some of this out. And yes, some of the, throwaway consumable type, things that we buy that you don't even repair anymore, you just throw it away and buy another one, is eliminating some of the need to repair machines and so forth. But there's always going to be a demand for it. And like I said, if you're a young person watching this video, and I have a few whippersnapper young people watching out there, and I'm not trying to be critical of you guys at all, but if you can learn mechanical stuff, fabrication stuff, machining, welding, any of the trades, you are going to be majorly in demand, especially as time goes on and things move on, because the people of your generation they're not, and there's still going to be a need for it out there. Double R got his own YouTube channel over there doing the Camaro restoration. Everything's a stepping stone. Absolutely. And it's always fun to look back. Greg's Garage, go check him out. No substitute for hard work. I see proof every day. Yep. Good stuff, Greg. Ken Vander Vellen. I think I might have gotten a comment or two from him here and there. But the cool thing about this video is it's brought out a lot of people that I've never heard from before. And I'm glad you're there. I know you're there because I see that you're viewing the video, but I don't know, who you are. So good to hear from you. It's great to hear where you came from. I had no idea about the IT background. I'm certain going to college was important for me, but I worked hard every day to avoid debt as well in class. Same thing for me. I mean, yes, I did. I got a Pell Grant because I was poor, and I took out a loan for the rest of it. And as soon as I graduated, my wife and I, it was our goal. We lived in a house trailer that we bought with cash and paid I think it was $60 or $70 a month lot rent. And we didn't move out of that trailer, even though I was making more money. We didn't move out of that trailer until my student loans were paid for. And I want to say back then it was, a lot of money, like $20,000. But today, to get a 2-year, tech degree in something, $20,000 would be cheap. But, I just immediately started working on that. So staying debt-free is really important. Maybe one day I'll make another video about being debt-free and how empowering that is. Now, I didn't always do that, got lost along the way, but somewhere, about 10 years ago, kind of recovered from getting in debt and have maintained a debt-free status. And it's part of what's allowed me to do what I'm doing, is to not feel like I'm taking a risk and all that, because I have really no overhead to speak of. CAD CAM man, I flunked 12th grade English, not a class, English class, not for lack of brains, but for lack of interest. Yeah, no doubt. I hate to read books and consider it my complete waste of time. I will read technical manuals from cover to cover twice. Now see, here's a different one where he has the ability to read cover to cover. It's just an interest thing. I can't even do that. Technical manuals, I am not. I mean, if I need to look something up, I can quickly look something up in the table of contents and bam, go find it, read it, and understand it. But to just read a technical manual cover to cover, I can't do that either. It's, you know, it's just not anything I have. Gary Alderman, he get lots of emails from him. He's a good dude. So good that he's watching Wine Glass Wood and Metalworks. I'm not sure if they have a YouTube channel or not. Looks like they've got 10 subscribers there. And in Texas, maybe. I think I've gotten a comment or two from him. I share the same learning disabilities that you have. I also think that people in the trades tend to have them more. Yep, definitely. I'm in high school, and several of my friends who are in welding have disabilities too. So that is awesome that he is in high school watching my channel. You know, the demographic of people watching my channel mostly is people in their 30s to 60s, you know, people that tend to be younger than 30. There are some out there, but not many. And I would love to hear from you. If you're in high school, leave me a comment, send me a message. What are you doing out there? And why are you watching my videos? I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just curious. If you're in high school, why are you watching a 40-something-year-old guy, you know, hack around in the shop? E-Formance, Perry here, I made $6 an hour. Yeah, a lot of people left comments about what their first jobs was because I shared that about mine. First full-time job's $10 an hour. I stayed there for 12. Now see, this guy's like ultra technical, 12.9 years, really? Until you couldn't recognize the original company. Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for the shout out. Rendress, gosh, Rhino has been commenting and a positive guy for a long, long time. I don't hear from him quite as often lately, but he's helped me out quite a bit with some thoughts and ideas on woodworking stuff. He's a woodworker. Guy Tech leaves, well, no, I got Guy Tech and then I got Guy Goodwin as well. I'm still in IT, but do machining as a hobby. I started about the same time you did back in 1990. I remember he remembers the IBM PS2. So many of you guys remember the microchannel bus and microchannel cards. What a waste. Ghetto Wagon has been a long time subscriber. People get turned off. It takes time to get things right. You can let the bad experiences, yeah, no doubt. Thanks, Ghetto. Velvet Hammer got his own YouTube channel, he's got his own business doing landscaping stuff. And in the wintertime, he does paint and body work. So he's full bore going at it over there. He's got some collision repair job going on right now. I've caught a couple of videos, bits and pieces, but I don't get a chance to watch like I used to. Now, here's Shut Your Face Garage. He's one of my channel sponsors. And, you know, if you see these videos about conspiracies of Illuminati and people on the West Coast kind of really controlling the country, I mean, I can't show you a better example of that. He really controls everything we do here. I mean, you look at this direct command. Good talk. Now get back to work. So, I mean, he's always telling me what to do. Bill Della Vega is a great YouTube supporter. He's very active in the YouTube machining and fabrication community. He's a pretty thoughtful guy. Got his own YouTube channel. Click on his name. Go check him out. He works at a school and maintains the shop at the school and has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. Ray Eddy also leaves lots of good comments. I appreciate you taking the time to bring us the new friends that have only known you for a short time up to date on Gary Ramsey. I pray your future will be, so he's always very supportive. Justin Wolf, been here for quite a while, inspiring Gary. I'm currently planning my escape, quitting my job to pursue something I'm more passionate about. I refer to my current job as the Shawshank, as in the movie Shawshank Redemption. I'm realizing life is too short not to pursue happiness. I'm tying up loose ends now. Yep, 4 to 6 months. Awesome. You know, you can't just up and make these decisions. You can't wait until you have a bad day and go, dang it, I'm getting out of here. This is something that you need to plan months or years in advance if you want to do it. Meaning pick whatever your passion is and just go for it. I can encourage you to do it. I can't make the decision for you, and you're on your own with it. I can't be responsible if you fail at it, but I can encourage you to at least think about it and work toward it. 1970 Chevelle made an intro video yesterday. Didn't get a chance to watch it all. Started out making $335 an hour. He's got his own shop at his house, does mostly mechanic work, although he's got a lot of fabrication and machining equipment there now. Looking for him to make some videos on that. So now he charges $75 an hour, and even that's not enough. Gary Hornbuckle, very active in the machining community. I'm sorry, not Gary Hornbuckle. Kevin Hornbuckle leaves lots of good comments. So he's taking a little bit of a differing opinion. He's saying that pretty much everybody has the ability to read a book, and is offering some tips on how to do that. Kevin is a very bright guy. You can tell by the kind of comments he leaves. And so I already covered this earlier about my thoughts on it. And I'm not saying that people won't have different thoughts. Those are just mine. So Kevin's got a differing opinion here that, if you just pick a novel and go for it and set some goals with it, you can get good at it. SDS Barbecue has his own YouTube channel. He's got 1,000 subscribers. Go check him out. I've caught a couple of his videos. So it looks like he's trying to grow his channel there. Gun Pilot has been watching for a long time, and he's saying these comments and components of what make your channel interesting to follow. While the personal conditions and vocation may vary, the characteristic notions of individual challenges, perseverance, commitment, run deep. Yeah, exactly. And you guys can see that I'm trying to read these comments to you, and I really, I struggle when I try to start reading stuff. But in Prevost, he leaves quite a bit of comments here and there. So good to hear from him. Kobe Top, very interesting. Had a similar experience. Tiny things can lead to bigger things. Yeah, and so we all can probably look back at that, for sure, and pick out little things that kind of shaped our trajectory and where we ended up. And they're pretty fun to reflect on for sure, and everybody's got those and shares those. Sale 235 leaves quite a few comments. He is saying that he started out in information technology at the age of 17, spent 38 years with the same company. That's pretty rare in this day and time, before retiring 5 years ago. Those were definitely the good old days. Much respect. Yep. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I just wanted to walk through these comments and recognize the people that commented. 95 thumbs up. I got, which is pretty rare. A lot of my videos, the more I've grown my channel, the more and more I've gotten, every video, no matter what it's about, no matter how great it is, somebody's going to thumbs down it, which I love. I'm glad that you're at least telling me you don't like it. Maybe these are people that don't like me. Maybe these are people that just want to see fabrication videos. I don't know. But just goes to show you, no matter what, even from the heart, a video with nothing but just sharing who I am, somebody didn't like it. But I'm going to let you go, and we will see you guys real soon. Thanks, guys.